Go Beaver! Away!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to KritzKast, where everything is real and the points do matter. That's right, the points are like brushing your teeth in the morning. If not for yourself, please do consider everybody in your immediate area. Well, my name is Jake, and today I am joined by an esteemed cast of individuals. So please do give a warm welcome to Wiethoofd, our amazing producer and observer, as well as resident hat enthusiast turned professional turned chef, Papa Carlos J. How are you feeling today, my good friend?
I freaking love hats, dude. Yeah, no, I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped for some Highlander. You know, I haven't casted all season, so it's nice to be able to just like sit back and watch some games. Like, you know, just get involved with you again.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since we casted together. Also, I believe there was a land in between there somewhere, and, you know, you were kind of playing in it, so you kind of were occupied, but now we're finally back in the casting booth together, and, you know, I could just not be any more delighted than I am, especially watching today's game, which is the semifinal of the Division 1 between Monkey Mode and, I do believe it is Tourette Briscola Tassoni Club. I'm not a chef, so you might as well tell me how to spell it.
I'm just gonna say Briscola. Like we could go TBTC, but I'm gonna just say Briscola Club. I think that's I think that's or Tassoni Club Briscola. Yeah.
I like Briscola. You know, we're just gonna say
Briscola. I like your accent.
Briscola. I think we're incredibly inconsiderate about now. I'm not sure about the origins of this name. I'd like to know about the origins of this game, but today they're going to be duking it out for the final spot in the finals. You know, there's only one winner and there is only one loser coming out of this game, and both rosters, just by looking at them, I mean, I was considering these names. We haven't really covered any Div 1 games this season, I believe. There were a few. I'm not sure Wiethoofd might tell me a little bit more, but personally I did not cover any games. But just looking at those rosters, and we do have some amazing names on there, it could be a very, very interesting game, especially that we could see potentially one of these teams in Premiership next season.
We could. I think both of the sides come in as a bit of an outsider, I would say, because when you look at the Division 1 table, you can see that there is one team that isn't here, and that's obviously with the team waiting for them in the grand final, and that is Gator Esports, who didn't have an unblemished run in Division 1. They did not lose a game, technically, but they dropped points in 3 games this season. However, they are, you know, essentially undefeated, you could say. But when you take a look at the two teams we've got, it's second place Briscola Club versus Monkey Mode in third place. They both did lose to Gator Esports during the season, so they'll definitely come in as the underdogs. And Briscola actually did beat Monkey Mode in the last game of the regular season. And do you know what map it was on, Jake?
What was it?
It was on the map we're currently on at the moment. In the pregame, it was Upward. So some kind of like, you know, some kind of history there. But yeah, I mean, definitely a lot of these names we recognize from casting Prem over the past few seasons, right? You know, we've seen and played against these people. So there's some good names here. And yeah, we could potentially see a new Prem team.
Yeah, and we already know who the other finalist is as well, which is Gator Esports. And I mean, this can only go out one way. One of these people, one of these teams will come out of this disappointed. Will come out of this wanting to have been like done more. And one of these teams will be excited and ecstatic to actually be in the finals, fighting for that premiership spot, as well as, you know, first place medals and just bragging rights all around. And like I said before, both of those teams, amazing teams all around, people we've seen many, many times in Premiership already, and now we see them in Division 1, kind of, you know, dropping back a notch before they rejoin the Premiership club. So, I was going in this game thinking, you know, it's going to be a fun game, it's going to be alright, it's going to be cool, but the more I think about it, the more I see what the history of between those two teams, the rosters that they have, that definitely can be a bloody and exciting fight all around. I mean, I really do think that's going to go all the way to 3 maps.
Yeah, I mean, there's names of kind of note on both sides. I mean, I don't know if is there a specific roster you want to take a look at here, Jake, or do you not mind?
Well, yeah, I mean, just looking at them, Monkey Mode, taken for this. Coco Bear, we've seen him murk, I think, for Fail a couple of times. Amazing Spy, seen him play in Pugs. It's just so annoying to deal with. Proki, the sniper, we've seen him this tournament, this LAN last week, and he's been doing an amazing job on the sniper class. You obviously have Krong, who is a very well-esteemed engineer. Wild Piggy on the heavy. We've seen him play on Scout, and he was one of the best. I think he was said like the biggest revelation last season. The best debut of last season was Wild Piggy, I believe, and now he's playing in Div 1 on the heavy class, so it's kind of away from playing his usual Scout, but still a hit scan class, so I think there's too much of a difference for him. Sunrun's a Pyro, and then a couple of guys I've not seen before, but they've probably played. I mean, Trump on Medic, but then you have Austin, Juno, and Caper. Those people that I'm definitely going to be watching forward to, performing well. And maybe, like I said, Premiership roster. Like, I see this, and I think, yeah, that works.
I mean, definitely. I mean, it's kind of like a mix between players off-classing, like, Juno on Soldier, he's more of a Scout main. Austin on Demo, he's definitely a Medic main, but, I've seen him pick up the Demo, picked up that sticky launcher during Pugs a lot. Kronk on NG, I don't even know what Kronk mains anymore. I saw he played Prem as a heavy, but he started off as a sniper.
He just mains TF2.
Yeah, yeah. But then you have, like, Sinrise and Proki. Like, Sinrise is a Premiership champion, back in Season 13, and Proki's played in Prem Finals. So these are people playing on their main classes, on classes they've played at the highest level. And, they come up against Tourette Briscola Club, who, like we said, second seed. They beat them during the regular season. Jenny Death on Scout is obviously a Scout that's been around a long time. Sacrilege on Soldier. Now, he's a Pyro main, but he's very good at Soldier as well. 4 HP as a Pyro. He's been around for a long time as well. Deli on Demo. I'm pretty sure Deli's a Soldier, but, he does work on Demo. Bath is on Heavy. Europo on Engineer, Gods Ares on Medic, Carpi on Sniper, and Sprasty on Spy. So we've got like a number of players here. All these players, if you ever play HL Pugs, you will see these people playing and doing obviously a lot of work. And if you've played around Div 1, Div 2 level, I think, you'll have come across these people many, many times. But for me, I think it's really going to come down to this sniping battle between Carpi and Proki. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Proki, we've seen him perform amazingly, and then on the other side, we have a sniper that is, up and coming, and he'll definitely show everybody what he can do, show everybody that he can wear those big boy pants and big boy shoes and big boy sniper rifle and click heads well. But we have to quickly go through the map pool or map picks for this game, because, like you said yourself, that Briscola has picked Upward first. They banned Badwater. Then Austin from Monkey Mode banned Steel. They're not too familiar. I mean, they're not feeling too confident. It's a very technical map. Then Sprasty from Briscola has picked Upward, which they've won against Monkey Mode before, just before this game, really. I mean, it's been a few weeks, but the last game was on Upward. So let's see if Monkey Mode actually learned from their mistakes. Austin then picked Coal Plant for Monkey Mode, a Koth map, finishing off with a Worm Tick, yet another Koth map. So we're for a... not a perfect trio, not a perfect triad of Koth, Payload, and a 5 CP, but, seeing that it's going to be Payload first and then 2 quick Koth maps, it's not going to be an overly long game, but I still do think that's going to go all the way to 3 rounds.
You've jinxed it, man. You're saying it's not going to go all the way. We're going to have
curse.
Yeah, we're going to get a best of 3 on Upward now, and it's going to be 3-2 on the 2 Koth maps. You can kind of see the thought process behind. Like, it's interesting actually. It's really interesting because, you could say Monkey Mode. They've got some really good DM players here. Players that, they can get the frags. Whereas you could say maybe Tourette Briscola Club. They want to go for the more Highlander maps, but. The picks and bans don't really follow with that. So Upward being played, that's really key. What you said was, have they learned from their mistakes? Sometimes it's a bit of a risk. Like, you can beat a team on a map, but then once you've beaten that team, you've got, they've had a week or so, actually longer than a week, because obviously we had the break for LAN. So they've had 2 weeks to sit back, look at the demos and be like, hey, this is why we lost this map, let's fix it. And you don't often, that's not going to give your opponents a chance to come back from that either. So it's a bit of a risk. So it'll be interesting to see if that does pay off for them. But yeah, I mean, it could go all the way here, Jake. And we're going to be starting on Upward here. It's going to be Monkey Mode on the blue with Tourette Briscola Club on the red, and I don't know. I think this first round is going to be really important, not just for this map, but for like the matchup in total. Like, I really think it's going to set the tone.
And then with 10 seconds to go, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome back to KritzKast. It's a game between Briscola Club and Monkey Mode. Currently 0-0 first map off the set. We're getting ready for the gates to be down, and they are down. We're watching Karpy just kind of scoping in, looking for a kill there. He's missing one. He takes a body into Wild Piggy with those fists of steel. He's not going anywhere. So far, just a little bit quieter with Sunrise and Juno jumping in, but Deli just actually destroys them with the nicely placed sticky trap, but Coco Bear gets through! Karpy and Barthes both going down, opening huge loop, or huge, well, gap in the defense of the red team right now, and it's all in the place of Monkey Mode to actually get this one done.
That's huge. Taking down the sniper is like a huge pick, and they've actually taken down the demo as well. Because of that sniper pick, Proki's had so much more space, and he's able to get Deli down. So no demo now. You know, Barthes is respawned, so is Karpy, but they're not going to get there in time for this push. Look at Austin. He's so far forward. They get the sentry down. They're getting so much time and space, and they've actually forced the Uber, and Trum is just going to counter here. It's going to be such a better Uber, Jake.
Yeah, that's a textbook performance. Austin's jumping in. He's half health. He's been flashed just to jump in, but he's going to get stopped by the red team, and thankfully the team survives with the American toe. So Ares is going back to spawn safe and sound. They're going to have to set up on the second point, but the first point down in 1 minute and 5 seconds. Textbook performance coming out of Monkey Mode.
Yeah, Coco Bear, like you said, he was playing for Phaler in UGC Platinum or Premium, whatever they call themselves these days, and he got the opening
Coco
picks
Bear,
there. But Austin, yeah, sorry,
Coco Bear just
the
goes
medic's
in.
going down. But look at look at Monkey Mode. They're just bleeding players.
Yeah, left and right. I mean, that was a big pick by Coco Bear, but it's not going to definitely help them too much. Thankfully, though, the card is still quite far back and it's being very dutifully pushed by the engineer and the scout. Sprassi now going in, takes a nice kill onto the demo man, taking down Austin, the demo. And, well, now it's kind of a dead time for Monkey Mode to actually resupply, regenerate their health, and maybe put a defense back together. But both medics at 30% Uber charge, that's not gonna go anywhere anytime soon.
Proki's just gone down to Jenny there. So Proki, not being able to get any snipes, he's going to be respawning. That's going to give Karpy a little bit of space, a little bit of time just to chill and get in position. But right now, both spies are top scoring on the server. They're getting so much work done. It's that kind of early game, that kind of early game momentum that you get where the spies are able to get those picks because everyone's not really clocked on to watching out for a different type of spy. There's so many different types of styles of spy, and you may play in a warm-up against one type, but then you don't get used to, you know, the one you're going to play in the official. When you see Carp Time there coming from Coco Bear, Sacrilege jumping in, not getting anything done, and I think we're about to see a push here from Monkey Mode.
Yeah, both medics at 100% right now, while Piggy is kind of trudging forward with that heavy weapons guy. They're moving in with Austin first, though. He's on the vanguard. They're actually pushing the card very far forward. Uber comes out of both teams. The sentry is only level 1, so surely the red team will not be able to hold this, and Briscola Club will have to move away. But it is looking very, very good. Now Austin is now separated from his medic, needs to run away. He goes down, but Trump survives, and the cards get pushed in, so they've achieved what they came for.
Yeah. That's such an important cap. For those of you who aren't aware of the kind of the nuances of playing upward, once you've captured that second point, your forward spawns as the blue team start in the tunnel. So you're going to get those forward spawns now, and then the spawns for the defending team go from that area inside the house all the way back to last. So basically, you can't even do already a forward hold here. They're going to have to back up to third, and this is a pretty fast pace. 3 minutes and 1 second for the first 2 points. Doesn't seem mega fast, but compared to, you know, the pace that they're pushing at, they've not really been stopped too much. And at the moment, it seems like Briscola are struggling to get kind of a solid hold, but Austin goes down to the snipe from Karpy, so that should buy them a few more seconds to regroup here.
Yeah, the car still has to be pushed a long way ahead, so they might use this time to wait for the demo man. They have Uber charge. Trump is wide open right there, taking some damage for his trouble. But he's gonna survive, he's gonna walk away, and he's still fine. Getting ready with Austin to push it straight up to the sentry gun. They're gonna get pushed away by the Pyro. 4 HP blasts Austin off the cliff. And there's a flash going on the Pyro of their own here, but Briscola Club kind of losing their demo man so early on is gonna prove very difficult taking down this hold by the red team, and Briscola Club will be able to hold this for a little longer, but Caper is just working tirelessly on the card right now. Gonna get destroyed by Deli69, who in turn gets destroyed by Austin here. Austin going huge, taking down Sentry as well, opening up the huge gap that they desperately needed to push it all the way to third, and it's already looking very, very good for the Monkey team.
Whoa, big pig there from Sprasty, actually. He managed to get down Trum after all of the... Austin died there too, those stickies. I mean, the only... FFS, he says in chat. I don't think he meant to blow himself up. But, yeah. These things happen. Sometimes you just have premature sticky detonation. But, yeah. God's Ares there is going to be on the respawn queue. And I think the only kind of... the only big thing that actually happened out of that was just 4HP yeeting people off the cliff with the air blast. Like, everything else just totally went wrong there for Briscola Club. They just weren't in a position to contest despite it being on equal Ubers, and now they really have to. 440.
Sprasty knows. Sprasty misses one stop, misses the second one, goes for the 30, misses as well. Oh, but he does get the medic. He's going for the demo. Demo is completely unaware. Gets double there. Sprasty goes for a third kill. He does get it as well. He's dismantling the entire offense by Monkey Mode by himself. That one French spy just going and working behind enemy lines, taking this offense down and slowing Monkey Mode.
There was a saw there from God's Ares, but it doesn't matter because the spy was disguised, so he doesn't get plus 25, and he's going to go down there to Sinrise. Sinrise dies to Carpy, the body shot, but it doesn't matter, he's going to trade his life for a medic kill any day of the week. And right now, it's all about getting these dirty frags, just to clean up. You know, Sprasty gets one there on Wild Piggy, so a lot of HP off the battlefield. Jenny's trying to clean up on the car, takes down Kronk. Barthes is going to be the most important player in the server right now for the defending team, trying to kill the people who are pushing. Just so much damage going down onto him from Austin, and right now it doesn't look like Monkey Mode can be stopped. They've got a lot of players on the cart, and I think this might be it, Jake.
Whoa.
619.
Wow. I just have to say, CeeJaey, that is one of the best times I've seen this season, definitely. 619 is an incredibly good time, and from what I could saw, that entire offense by Monkey Mode is just never stopping. There's always a person on cart. They were always having people in the right positions. They always waited with their pushes until their full force. It was just textbook. It was insane. And thinking back, and seeing that they actually lost on Upward, and that was against Briscola Club. That is absolutely insane performance. I mean, they've learned, you can see, and I'm just so glad to see it.
Like you said, you know, learning from your mistakes. If they actually spent the time on demo reviewing, or maybe even not that, just looking at after the game, sometimes 5-10 minutes after losing a game, and just saying, hey, why did we lose that? Why did we lose that? Is it because we didn't focus the sniper? Is it because nobody was turning around to the spy? Is it because, you know, we didn't coordinate? Like, you need to have a reason why you lost, and maybe they did that and just said, okay, well, you know, let's not do that this time. And that's a fast start, but let's not forget, that's just the attacking phase. 619, that's on the faster side of things. But it's still not as fast as it could be. You know, I feel that they had the opportunity for much faster times. There wasn't really a solid hold from Briscola at any point, but it was more kind of them getting the right picks at the right time. Carpy getting some nice body shots. So we'll see if Briscola here can actually, you know, show that they have some merit to themselves on this map too.
Oh, Pro gave the opening kill on the soldier, so Daly just goes in by himself. Huge bomb! Puts nice stickies on the engineer! Almost going down there, Kronk goes. Sunrise, however, gets destroyed there, finished off, so no more pyro. They will be able to actually resupply themselves and, well, attack this point easily. They're just kind of waiting for all the players to respawn. Barth is just tanking damage with those Fists of Steel. Jenny and the Sacrilege just kind of waiting laying in wait for a good opportunity to strike. Deli is now reunited with them, and finally Ares goes out of spawn, rejoins his team, and will be able to maybe facilitate a push there. Sacrilege is doing quite a bit of work, and looks like that the red team here, Monkey Mode, are kind of struggling. The Sentry is in a very unusual spot, however, and nobody really seen it. I mean, it's up on the cliff. Uber comes out of both teams. They're trying to push into this, but having the Sentry in such a high spot is going to be incredibly difficult, and they will ultimately fail this push.
It's like I don't know whether they just what's the word? Whether they did that a bit too fast. You know, they look at the time, they think it's fast, and they feel that they have to go in there. But they do get Sinrise down. No pyro on the defense. That's a lot of deniability out of the picture here. And it's about what they're going to do here now. Do they get space for their sniper? They've taken down Proki. Proki's gone down to Sprasty. That's so much space, but no. Coco Bear returns in kind. Takes down not only Carpy the sniper, but also the medic. And it's not looking good for Briscola right now.
And now Sprasty is actually picking up himself 2 kills. The Sentry is still up, however. Kronk is doing an amazing job keeping it up. Puts it in a standard spot to give it more coverage over the cart area. Austin is also on the ground right now, putting some damage, but so is of the blue team. Now, Deli jumps in, has the heals from his medic. The respawns are very close to the first spawn. It's going to be very difficult for the red team here, Monkey Mode, to defend against Briscola Club. They're pushing the cart in full force. Kronk has to get away as this Hendry goes down. Austin also gets sniped by the sniper, while Piggy is behind. He's shooting the medic. Medic's so low right now. That's 40 HP on Ares, but he survives ultimately. Will be able to rejoin his team and still heal up. Both medics equal ubers. They're pushing immediately is the Briscola Club. Healing everybody, but there's Gamer behind. He finds 2 each on the medic. Ares goes down. That's huge, but they picked up themselves 3 kills already in sieging that spawn area.
This is huge. Piggy's gone down there to Sprasty, but they've lost... Oh my gosh, they lose 5? They lost so many people there. They're trying to push the cart, but they can't. The cart has been stopped. Junior is on the cart there, and he's actually denied the cart being pushed. So despite them having all this ground on the high ground, across the top of the hill, and having control of the spawn, they had so many great picks. But if you're not pushing the cart, you're not pushing the objective, it's pointless. And now the cart is halfway between first and second. It's allowed Monkey Mode to get back into position here. Brokey's up on the rock, getting some nice snipes off. He's got all the space and time in the one. He's got Austin for company. That is a bit of a misplay there, or you could just say a huge play from Junu to focus the objective rather than trying to protect the rest of his team.
Oh, but what a shot by Brokey! He claims his head. The one that he was looking for is just the medic one. Trauma is now free to basically heal up everybody on the cliff. They have this defense in a bag. 3 minutes to go, says the clock. Tick-tock. And now they're in full control. Monkey Mode is on a roll right now. They stopped this cart dead in its tracks. Jenny will try to push it as a scout. He sees Strom. He goes on the medic. 1 shot, 2 shot, 3, 4. He misses all of them and finally gets destroyed. Strom survives. Has a basically equal uber with Ares. 2.5 minutes to go, but the second point has not yet been capped by Briscola Club, and it's not looking very good for them.
It's not. I mean, I would say that they've had at least 2 opportunities here to make this work. It's pretty much equal ubers here. It's about 10% difference. But you just take a look at the setup right now. Kronk's actually running mini sentries, so the cart isn't being watched. Trum, I'm not sure if he's aware that the spy's right back behind. He gets no! Sprasty misses the stab. That was an opportunity there. That was the opportunity. But it's not going to happen, and Trum is going to get that uber now. And you just take a look. They've got the dispenser. They've got this hill hold, this forward hold that's been popularized over the past few years. They're in position now. It's going to be very, very hard for them to break down. The ubers are going to be exchanged here, and Bath is 4 HP. They're all just trying to tank it and trying to get some ground, but they can't. Monkey Mode are not going to give up that side tunnel too easily.
That hurts really bad. Kronk, just a random engineer in the tunnels, takes down the medic for the blue team. Looks quite good while Picky's on the offensive right now. Picks himself 7th kill in a row, and he still survives. The heavy weapons guy comes out on top, and that defense looking incredibly good by Monkey Mode. It's a little bit scrappy. Scrap fight going left and right. Just kind of picking their own fights, but it's looking very good. 1 minute 20 seconds to go. I'm just gonna be saying the clock at this point because I don't think it is even remotely and physically possible for the blue team here, Briscola Club, to get it anywhere close. Last point, CeeJaey. It's looking very good. They lose Trum by 4 HP. 4 HP still on the roll. He's still doing the typical Pyro work. Pyro is known to be an extremely good class ever since the buff. And they'll be maybe able to cap the second point, but with 50 seconds on the clock now?
No,
nope.
It's I'm gonna spoil it for you, Jake. I'm sorry. I'm like the guy that tells you that a certain person isn't real over the festive season. No, it's GG. I think it takes between 40 to 45 seconds to go from 3rd to last alone. They still gotta make it from the longest stretch on the map, which is 2nd to 3rd. So there is no time. They had the opportunities though. That first push, like you said, it kind of failed. But they had opportunities there. They had huge opportunities. The teleporter was up, which allowed the respawns to get back onto first very quickly. When they did finally get all of the kills, they had the momentum. They had the spawn on lockdown. They had the picks. They should have been able to hold that spawn and get it done. But it was Junu killing people on the cart. It was people on the cart not dealing with that, which ended up with the cart being stuck. And in that time, Monkey Mode just regrouped, and that is going to be it, not even reaching the 3rd point. So it's hard, it's difficult when you look at that and you think, just if they'd put a few more resources on cart and just made sure the objective had got through that tunnel, then that could have been a win. When you take a look at that, mirror it to what Monkey Mode were doing on attack, and I was seeing Coco Bear uncloak on the cart and pushing it just a little bit, just an inch, just a foot, just to get it closer to the objective, so that when the Uber exchange did come out, there was people able to cap it rather easily. And I think that lack of focus on the objective is what's cost them in this round.
Yeah, and ultimately, I mean, it's such a decisive round as well. We're obviously going to take a look at the logs, as we usually do, as the numbers do not lie and they tell us the truth. And it's just flat out, you can see how much better Monkey Mode has performed. They win in terms of kills, they win in terms of damage. Trump and Ares kind of similar in terms of heals, so it's not much of a difference there. Both at 8 pops, both at very similar healing ratio. Ares is a little bit faster than his counterpart, but you know, in terms of Kasprasty, the spy for Briscola Club, getting 22 kills himself, doing an amazing job, and pretty much focusing Proki 24/7. 8 kills on the sniper class for that spy. I mean, they recognize how dangerous Proki can be, because he can be incredibly dangerous. If you just leave him any spot and it's on his very good day, he can just destroy your entire team by himself. And Sprasty is aware of that. I think Briscola Club is aware of that, and they kind of put Sprasty on the sniper duty. But at the same time, if you put too many resources on one class and trying to get them down, you know, then you don't have anybody else to actually play the game. And I think they fallen a little bit into that kind of mindset where, well, they're so afraid of the enemy team that they just put too many resources into taking people down rather than playing the game and pushing the card. And I think this is the lesson that they could take out of the first game. After all, we're doing a best of 3 on Upward, so it's not done yet, but you have to remember that PL Upward was the pick of Briscola Club. I think they're a bit disappointed in their performance, and they'll be looking for blood now.
I mean, you take Sprassy's numbers are insane, by the way. I mean, he's, you know, amount of kills compared to deaths, everything on the table. You know, if you look at the numbers, 600 DPM nearly is crazy. But the thing with a spy over excelling, it's either, you know, your spy's just doing insane work, of course, but then you have to look at why everyone else isn't reaching that standard. And I do think, you know, you talked about the medics being pretty much equal. I felt that on the defense, I don't think I saw God's Ares really die until the last point. They were just exchanging Ubers and losing those encounters, and they were getting their medic out, but it doesn't matter if you lose your entire team and you've lost that exchange. And I do feel on the defense, Briscola, what they need to do is be in a better position to win the fight once the Ubers are over. Because on the defense, you should technically have to use your Uber later. You should be on the high ground. You should be in a better position. And it doesn't seem like right now Briscola are doing that. Monkey Mode seem to be the aggressors all of the time. Briscola are reacting. We'll see if that's going to be different with Briscola attacking first. But, I mean, they've got your man Proki on the playground to deal with right out the start.
He's so dangerous. The sentry spot once again. Kronk with the 200 IQ play with the sentry on an unusual spot, protected from any sort of jumper. Sprasty now will relay this information over to his team. They'll now be aware where the sentry is. Maybe it'll be easier to take it down if they know where it is. Sprasty actually going down, trying to just take this sentry, but with his revolver, not gonna work out, sir. And Kronk is just, well, making sure that everything is smooth running now. Sakos jumps in, misses the jump, but he goes with another, gets blasted away by the sentry. Lo and behold, he gets destroyed just like that. Now Delhi is on the battlefield. They managed to take down Proki, which is a very good opener. And Carby picks up another. That's 2 down for a Monkey Mode. They're actually holding it quite steadfast. Austin is doing a lot of damage there with Juno as well, taking down the demo. Now they have to move it with 4 HP. 4 HP goes in, tries to go for the medic, get the force out, but the sentry is still up, and Krog is still working on it. A lot of damage being exchanged, but ultimately no kills, or decisive kills, falling down the way of Monkey Mode. They're holding this first point still with Krog's help, who is now relocated his sentry gun.
Look at Barthis, he's taken the high ground. Oh no, he's got up onto the playground. He is going to be spammed out, but so much attention went onto him there, and he did manage to help take down Wild Piggy. But again, Austin is just pumping out the damage. Proki is just pumping out the headshots. And oh, there we go. God's Ares is dead. Proki on a 2-kill streak. And right now it's just going to be the cleanup here. Interesting positioning of the sentry. I don't agree with it. That sentry position, you know, a little bit further back is what the American teams used to do back in like high-level play. That was their of their tactic to have the sentry up there, and there's a reason you don't. It's easily spammable, and it seems that Briscola maybe weren't aware of their Highlander history and didn't deal with it. Sprassi tried to go for the sap, but then Kronk just moved it back to the general position, and they're just looking so comfortable here, Jake. They have full Uberad.
Yeah, they can just sit around forever, well, at least when the sentry goes down. They're holding this Proki on the 5th kill, take down Carpy, his counterpart in the blue team, and is still very confident up there. He's on fire, quite literally and figuratively. Travis keeping everybody safe and sound and healthy. And Ares is only on 50%. He's losing players who are just kind of bashing their heads against an impenetrable wall of monkey mode. They've done their homework, they've done their prep, and now they're holding the first point for over 2 minutes. Kronk is still holding that sentry, and it doesn't seem that this card will be moving forward anytime soon. Now, the blue team is kind of angry at this situation. Deli moves forward with the scout, putting a lot of damage on the red team. Austin takes a lot of flack for it, and Sunrise also almost going down, but almost is not just enough for the team. Barth is also getting a little bit more frisky up there, putting a lot of damage, gets a force out of the red team, and so does Ares pop his uber charge. Now they're moving in forward, but they only have a heavy to work with, and finally Monkey Mode decides to cut their losses, cut their defense, and go and defend the second point. Sprassi is then just kind of trying to put a knife into their backs, but he's just gonna go down himself, and thankfully Trump survives this, and they'll be able to set up on second.
I like that. I like that coming out of Briscola there as Delis gets 2 pipes, Zinrise and Proki down. Those are 2 very important classes on this point. It's like they were just like, you know what? Exchanging Ubers isn't working. Let's just go in. They just went balls to the wall straight in there. They took a lot of casualties, but they did so much damage and they took the space. That's what you need to do in this game, is take the space, and they did it. And now they have the battle for the hill again. And again, they're struggling because they're trying to take it over the top. And once that sniper is in position, it's very, very difficult. And look at Austin's positioning right now. Look how far forward he is. He's not allowing people to come forward without taking any sort of damage. And now Briscola trying to go through the tunnel.
Oh no, they pop early. They're actually saving themselves the trouble from the demo man, as they're still in the tunnel. They are not aware of the sticky trap or the sticky trap. The Barth is in a lot of trouble. He's gonna try to run away, but he gets body blocked there by an excellent Uber coming out of monkey mode. And I'm not sure about that Uber now. Guy Ares in a lot of trouble. He's gonna take 2 lead shots in the back, while the spy was basically butter knifing him in the face. And the entire offense is just crumbling down. 3 minutes to cap the first point. They're already stuck on the second, and monkey mode is looking as strong as ever. Nice pick up there on to the Pyro Forge Peak, going down to Kuroki, and well, that defense, look how aggressive they are with that defense. They're holding on top of the hill. The blue team trying to move through the tunnel, CeeJaey. Let's see how it works out.
See, I'm seeing one player doing all the right things and the rest of his team not really following right now. Austin is doing the right thing. You want your demo to be extremely aggressive and to rotate between either the side tunnel or the top, so he can get loads of damage down, and that means, you see there, Barthes couldn't get through. He takes 450 damage from Austin just because he was there in a position ready to spam out. The thing is, the rest of his team aren't being that aggressive. Sinrise is being quite passive, while Piggy's playing on the dispenser, which is normally where you see your sniper play, and Proki's not playing on the dispenser, so there's an opportunity here that if Briscola push in, they could pick off Austin on his own, and the rest of the team aren't going to be able to react. But there you go, they're getting the kills, and they're not able to really react to that, as Proki's going to take down Deli, and without your demo man, it's extremely hard. Look how far forward Austin is, not being punished for this. The rest of his team aren't supporting him, but Austin's doing enough to make it so difficult for Briscola to get anything done right now.
Yeah, Austin's doing an amazing job himself. He just goes back to his team, gets some additional heals, some overheal, and then goes back to do his own thing. Now, Cocoberry's lurking in the back. He'll be looking for a stab on Ares. Ares in 100%, but the Uber comes out of both teams. He gets 1, but that's enough. There's a lot of shiny people on the battlefield. Barthes gets the best Uber out of this, but he's a heavy weapons guy. He cannot follow up all the damage. While Piggy's in a lot of trouble, he's gonna survive this one. He's gonna go back to spawn. Caper now is just taking down Ares like there is no tomorrow. Again, just destroying this offense. A lot of people dead on the 8 team. Huge bomb by Juno. Takes down Barthes, but he, in turn, goes down himself. The card is slowly being inched forward, and it seems that, yet again, Monkey Mode is making the smart choice of cutting their losses where they are and move to defend third point, which is, you know, all the points on the upward get increasingly harder to attack, and they just doing it so well. And I mean, I'm amazed. I'm amazed how well prepared they are for this map. They've definitely worked hard in preparation for this semi-final.
Yeah, I mean, when you put things into perspective here, you know, Monkey Mode had capped the entire map by this point. 6:17 is very, very slow for Briscola, and when you're already a round down, that's just going to make things worse. Your morale's not going to be good. You're going to really need a solid voice and mumble and just say, hey guys, the map's not over till it's over. Let's get in here. Let's get stuff done. And they're actually getting some good picks here. Austin's just on the respawn, but Juno, Sinrise, they're both down. That's a lot of deniability. Look where Deli is right now. He's so aggressive. The Uber's been used here. God's Ares doesn't have it quite yet, and he's going to go down. He gets caught out by the pipes. The Iron Bomber lands, and it hits Ares, and that is so unfortunate. They had such great positioning here. They were controlling the corner. But you have to be aware, if you don't have the Uber, you have to know if the enemy team does, they're going to use it on you to take that space back. And that's so unfortunate. They just really needed to be more well positioned here. And the cart's gone a long way, Jake, but that's going to be heartbreaking for Briscola here.
Yeah, Monkey Mode is in complete control of the third point at this point. Huge headshot on the Sacrilege. Goes for another, he gets it. He's looking for some more. And now Monkey is just kind of holding it steadfast. Body shot on to the Pyro. He's again just scoping in. And Proki in that position. Sniper is just such a problem to deal with. If you don't have anything to counter him, which is now Sprassi is just trying to do, it's gonna be so hard to move even a little bit forward. Now the card is dangerously close to the third point already, so Briscola Club is at least doing a good work there. Sacrilege jumping in on the card, taking down the sentry is only a mini one. And then Jenny just kind of working from the shithouse, from the outhouse, however you want to call it, but he gets destroyed himself by his counterpart from the Monkey Mode team. And so far, there's a little bit of a stalemate going. Barth is going quite aggressive without his medic, trying to put some more additional damage with Thomas Lab. Malt Piggy knows about it. Oh, they're just like two heavies, one above the other, like on a bunk bed. But nobody is really willing to take the first move here. 3 people down already for the red team. Trump, however, has his Uber charge, but so does God's Ares. Uber comes out of the blue team. Red team also, they're pushing it onto the Pyro here. Sunrise doing a lot of work, but it goes blast away. And here goes Team Rocket flying off the cliff. A lot of the only engineer is up for the count. That's Gronk. He will have to just set up this whole defense by himself. And finally, Briscola Club gets themselves on the map, pushing the car. They secure themselves the third point by that. What cost here, CeeJaey?
Absolutely huge. I mean, 4 HP there with the play to just boop them off. Boop them off the cliff. And Sacrilege! You will pay for your Sacrilege with the huge rockets, takes down the demo and the medic. You could not ask for 2 bigger picks on this last point. Sinrise is left alone underneath. If Briscola play this right, they could cap this out within the next minute or so and make it not the worst time in the world. So this is what they need to do here. They just need to not beef. They need to play this, rest assured. You know, Trump goes down again. Carby with the headshot. The cards are coming up, Jake. They just need to finish this off now.
Yeah, the whole castle made of cards is now crumbling with their ace going down twice in a row. And Carpy's picking up Proki as well. That man has turned up and turned up well. He's looking for some more. He's doing so much damage. He's pushing the card by himself. He's gonna get caught off by one pig, but the Barthas is angry. Jumps on top of the other heavy. Gonna enjoy himself a sandwich in the lower tunnel area. Card is dangerously close to the last point. Still people dying left and right. Wild Piggy, Sacrilege, Austin, Judo just going down left and right. That's Krogs and Sacrilege. No engineer for last one for the red team. Pro can now have to do additional work for this engineer as well. And well, Monkey Mode is just crumbling once again, like a deck of cards put together, well, hastily. And well, the Briscola Club is shaking the table all the time. Look how far forward the card is now.
The thing is, they should have capped it by now. Like, it may look like things are going wrong, and they're getting a lot of picks here. There you go, Proki and Austin down. Huge picks, but they're not getting the positioning. I'm not sure what they're planning on doing here. Right now, Trum is really... Oh, no, Trum's not safe at all. Sprasty with the 2 takes down both the medic and the heavy. This should be it now. They are just pile driving onto the car now. It's nice reflex. Junior's going to get launched into the pit and gets picked off by Carby before he falls to his demise. Austin with the respawn. Austin and Proki are back up, and they decide to clean up the 5 kills between them. It's only Proki alive. He can't kill 5, can he? I don't know, but they're going to do it. It's taking them another 2 minutes, Chick. What did I say? They should be able to do it within a minute. And they used the Uber. They didn't take the positioning after the Uber. They weren't in a position to protect the cart cappers. Like, that's the thing. You have in Highlander, people are always like, oh, Scout, ×2, push the cart. The Scout is very weak, especially if you're not playing near the medic. You're not going to get a buff, right? So it's all it's going to take is a couple of rockets and you're dead. If you don't protect those people capping the cart, you're not going to get the cart in, because those people are going to die very easily. You need your combos, you need your heavy hitters to be in a position to protect those who are weaker and pushing the cart, you know? I'm pretty sure Jesus says something like, you know, look after weak people or something, right? The same happens in Highlander as well. Protect the weak ones, they'll push the cart, you win the game. And they didn't. And it's cost them at least a minute here. So 11-16, Jake, not going to be happy with that.
I mean, it is still a respectable time. Obviously, it's twice as long as it took Monkey Mode to push their first point of this game, but still respectable. And seeing how they struggled for 3 points and how decisively they have pushed ever since third, the formula of this whole thing was just keep taking down Trum. And Trum was, you know, ever since he respawned a few minutes or seconds on the battlefield, and he was down again. And he was just being constantly controlled, and they were finding the kills on the medic. And once you down a medic, you're essentially playing without a goalkeeper. A football match with, well, 11 players against a 10 without a goalkeeper is very hard to control. So now the gates are down, yet again, Monkey Mode on the offensive with a Briscola Club on the defense, centering the standard spot, nothing out of the ordinary. Here comes Juno, but he gets juggled up in the air, destroyed by the heavy weapons guy. As always, nice to see, but here comes Austin, flying sky high, hitting the skybox. Nice, huge bomb, but he's gonna achieve absolutely nothing with that, aside from just, you know, taking a few flies into your face, flying this fast. And his entire offense goes down by the card. Look how far forward it is already. And Briscola Club are in a very dangerous spot, because that card will prove not only additional, well, defense to hide behind, like a wall, but also health and ammunition. So that's gonna make it a little bit more easy for the blue team here in Monkey Mode to push this in. Now, Proki's hard scoping in, looking for the sniper one, but he gets shot himself. Finally, Austin moving a little bit forward. The medic Trump is still holding in spawn, waiting for more people to overheal, but he's not willing to take the first spot. Austin goes flying again. He survives quite a long time, but he gets destroyed as well. His sentry goes down to a low health, but no coordination coming out of the Monkey Mode team.
Yeah, the Suicides, I mean, they've got the cart quite far forward, which is what you want. This is when you kind of want to go for an exchange, but these Suicides aren't working right now, and they're not being able to get any snipes off either, because Carpi seems to have control at the moment. I always think of Ali used to have a bind saying, "My gun makes you levitate." I always think about that during Upward Suicides, because you just see the soldier and the pyro, and everyone just floating in the airs. Austin comes in with the Uber now, but Piggy's gone down. That's a lot of HP off of the battlefield. Deli is dead. That's going to be very difficult. I do think Briscola need to back out now. This will be my recommendation if you can listen to this. A bit too late as Coco Bay comes in with the backstab onto the medic. And this is open now. The door has been opened, right? Jake, it's not just a jar. This is like, I don't know, like 60-70% open now for Monkey Mode to just walk in and finish off this round. They just need to play it by the book. They have Uberad, they have all of their players up, they have the ground being taken. Carpi is alive, but he is weak. It's about them finishing it off here, and I don't know, like we saw earlier, sometimes it's a bit hard to finish things off if you don't play it perfectly.
Yeah, they might have spent a little bit too long on the first point, not retreating fast enough, and now Trump has a 50% advantage. They're moving in already with a dry push. Proki's hard scoping, and he gets a headshot of the scout. How come? How is that even possible? He's still looking for some more. Now Juno's getting overhealed. They're moving into the window area. They almost have their Uber ready, and it seems that Briscola Club will not be able to hold his Wild Piggies, helming the Vanguard on this one with Austin. Now Austin going full force, Uber going left and right. The red team has to get away from the situation. God's Eyes will survive this with an advantage, but they had to give away the second point pretty much for free, CeeJaey.
I'd give up second point. I would trade that. You know, I would be fairly happy if I was Briscola right now. They've given up the second point, but now they've got themselves set up on third. They have an Uber advantage. You know, everyone's kind of alive and in position now, so they just need to play this right. And this is where, like you said, the meat of the time can come from the third and the fourth points. This is, you know, who cares about second? We want to make sure we're all set up on these points. It's taken half the time for Monkey Mode to capture those first 2 points than it did Briscola, but if they can get good hold here, then that's what it's all about. Carpi has gone down there to Proki, so that is huge. Lots of space for Proki now. No deniability for the long range, and Sprasty's gone down. So much cart time, Jake. This is just uncontested cart time.
Yeah, and Aries is just still holding on to Uber, lost the entire advantage they had. They could have gone for Trump, but they have opted not to do so. Now they're losing 4 HP, now they're using Jenny, and now the Uber comes out of blue team. They allow the blue to actually build up, and that 3rd-point defense is all for naught. Austin's duking it out against Deli, and Austin wins this one, gets picked up himself, but Trump survives. Now he's running around by himself. That's kind of ballsy for a medic to do that, but he's safe and sound. They managed to cap the 3rd point, and they have 7 minutes in the bank to push last. For some people, no time at all. But for many people, and for Monkey Mode, that's definitely enough time to get this one in the bag and secure themselves a win.
Bath is going huge. He takes down the entire combat by himself. Sometimes, Jake, you just need to pick up the minigun and just be like, you know, I'm done with this BS. Take down the heavy demo and medic by yourself. So, again, I'm going to reiterate what I said. Maybe it's Curse of the Caster, who knows. But Briscola right now, they are in a good position. They have their players alive. They have an Uber advantage. They have nowhere else to back out to. If you back out anymore, you're in the spawn. So, and Carpy's actually got the kill onto Proki there as well, so they have sniper advantage. Things are going pretty good for Briscola right now. They got 6 minutes to hold on to.
Yeah, Briscola is actually holding quite well. I mean, they have the upper window area on hold. Ubers are also in their advantage. Sacrilege is roaming around. He finds himself a heavy. He's out of this situation. That heavy has 450 HP. It's difficult to take down. Austin is in the lower tunnels as well with his medic. Trump is about to hit his Uber charge. They'll probably go in straight if they decide to do so, but they're not going up to the windows. They're moving around. While Pickies finds himself a scout. Easy pickup. Now he's gonna shoot some sentry gun, but they're holding that. Austin is just such an interesting spot. While Pickies pay with his blood, but he'll be able to secure the team. Sacrilege also going down. 4 down for the red team, and those spawns are so damn long. I don't think they're gonna be able to hold this. Austin, such an interesting pickup. Splashing down on the medic. Trump is 6 HP, and he pops in last second. Nice force out of this spy balls. The balls of steel on the medic. Red Uber also coming out to protect the car from getting pushed in all the way. It's so dangerously close right now. 4HP fights against a Pyro, and he's still looking for more. But that sentry gun by Kron is a level 2 already on the tracks. It's gonna provide so much cover for them. Car is so dangerously close now, CeeJaey. They may be able to push it just by pure force. 3 people up. They're pushing it right now. While Picky is on the car. 200 HP. Nice arrow shots from the medic, and good pushing it, and there it goes.
I'm disappointed, Jake. I'm disappointed.
Hopefully not in me.
No, you could never disappoint me, Jake. It's okay. I've got a question. You've seen Star Wars, right?
Yeah, of course. Who has?
Yeah, right. Yeah, you know, Obi-Wan Kenobi, right?
Huh?
Yeah, when he's fighting against Anakin. Why does he win against Anakin? Why does he win in that final battle? Why does he win at the end of Episode 3?
Because he's calm and collected.
He's
and
calm and collected.
Anakin is like really angry.
Where has he stood, Jake? Where has he stood? Is he stood underneath Anakin?
High ground.
He has the high ground. So if you have the high ground, Jake, would you ever give up the high ground?
No.
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 I'd pay for high ground personally. I'd pay for good quality high ground. Remember when I was talking about how Briscola they had a good Uber advantage there. They had about 60%. They had all of their players. I think the only person who wasn't there was Deli. He was on the respawn. Demo manages to get up to the high ground. They're up there, and Monkey Mode, like you said, their medic went down to 6 HP or something and used the Uber. And the thing is, that Uber was used nearly 10 seconds before Briscola used theirs. The difference is, when Briscola used theirs, there was only 3 players left alive on their team. So what's better, having a longer Uber or having an Uber that actually involves a lot of your players? That was the problem. Briscola waited and held on to their Uber. They lost a bunch of players, and when they finally used their Uber, it was only on a Pyro. And then they were on the high ground, looking down at the cart, and okay, I'm going to forgive 4 HP for jumping down there, because as a Pyro, you don't really have that long-range ability, but they gave up the high ground to kill one player on the cart. I think there was a sentry up, so they maybe could have dealt with the scout themselves, but they gave up the high ground, even when they had a better Uber advantage. They should have maybe gone on the chase for something else, rather than going down onto the floor. And when they did, Monkey Mode were looking around and were like, hang on a minute, we're on top of them now, they're respawning, poop. And they just pooped all over them. There was poop everywhere. And Monkey Mode just won it on the basis of that one decision. Sometimes it's better to use an Uber earlier. If you think it's going to be a worse Uber, fair enough, but it's better to have your players alive. And now we're on Coal Plant.
Yeah, CeeJaey, I mean, thank you very much for this Eli fight, because that went all the way around the globe and finally came back together, but you're definitely right. The high ground that you just gave up just to secure the card, you could have just, flash a guy to stop this, and in this case it was 4 HP, but they've all dropped to the low ground, where there was Krunk Sentry waiting for them, and just picking them all up, and if they didn't pick them all up, it'd have worked. Now we're just gonna take a very quick look at the logs, because Wiethoofd is kind of poking me in the head, saying, hey, we have numbers, and numbers don't lie. In this case, once again, they do not lie. Monkey Mode even more decisive in this time around. Trum with a massive heal advantage. 2,000 is nothing to sniff at. 14 medigun charges as opposed to Ares 10. And then Barthis, who is again playing for the other team for Briscola Club, he is on top of this one. He's a heavy weapons guy, by the way, mind you. Second one on top on the list is Wild Piggy with 22, another heavy weapons guy. And seeing those heavy weapons guys, just kind of turning it up for Highlander, showing themselves, back in their old glory days after, being nerfed to infinity and beyond. It's so refreshing to see, and Proki the sniper, the revered sniper of basically TF2L, very dangerous to play at. He's only third. Albeit he's 21 kills as opposed to 24 and 22, so only 1 kill less than second place, but still, he's third. He's a sniper class, and he's losing to 2 heavy mains.
I mean, I was expecting a lot of death this weekend, Jake. Because I went to watch Endgame yesterday.
No spoilers.
And no spoilers. And I'm going to watch Game of Thrones tonight. It's the Battle of Winterfell. Yeah. So there's death everywhere. I was not expecting majority of it to come from 2 heavy mains on upward. Like that was not where my expected fraggage was going to come over this weekend. But yeah, Barthis and Wild Piggy going toe to toe there. They're going to be very important on this map. Coal Plant, it's a map that can be played in a few different ways. We've seen people use the jetpack. We've seen people play passive. We've seen people play aggressive. We've seen people try and play it like Asheville and fail. It's extremely, it's kind of like a, do it your way kind of map, really. And teams basically have to be all on the same page. And if you play all on the same page, knowing what you're doing, then you can be pretty successful in this map. And it's going to be interesting to see how these heavies are going to play. They're going to be playing aggressive. They're going to be the one taking the heals across the point, or they're going to be the ones playing passive and denying those jumpers. I do think, knowing these demos, they are going to be the ones wanting to take the heals. Austin, I mean, top damaging. At least in that round. I think he did in the previous round, 540 as well on that round, pumping out the damage. I'm expecting to see a lot of Ubers with him and Caper coming in from Monkey Mode. But I mean, we talk about this a lot, about losing your map pick and having to play your opponent's map pick. It's going to be difficult for Briscola to pick themselves up from the floor. Don't you agree?
Definitely. I mean, playing on the coal plant, which is a pick of Monkey Mode. So yet again, just have to reiterate that Upward was the pick of Briscola Club, and they lost that 2-0. And I'll have to fight on the enemy team's pick to actually claw their way out. And it's going to be a difficult battle, not an impossible one, but a difficult one indeed. It is a Koth map as we hear the timer go on. I believe we're ready. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to KritzKast. It's a match semi-final of Div 1 between Briscola Club and Monkey Mode. Currently, it's 1-0 for Monkey Mode as we are observing Austin going quite fast in middle, but, Deli was a little bit faster than his counterpart, putting some nice sticky trap, already putting damage on the enemy team on the coal patch on the right side there. And he's just blindly firing in, but he scores a couple of hits. Obviously healed by his own medic. Quite aggressive spot, but no! He goes down there. The medic Ares goes down. Deli as well, doing nice coordination attack from the Monkey Mode, showing what they're made of. And they made of prem materially so far. They're gonna finish off the cap and get the timer going for themselves, CeeJaey.
That's like the first nail in the coffin. I'm not calling it early. I'm just saying, when you've lost your map pick and you go on to the enemy map pick and then the first mid fight, you not only lose the mid fight, but you lose your medic to a double backstab. That's painful. And wow, Austin there. That was day. That was day.
I felt that.
I need a wash after that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was dirty.
So it's going to be, it gives them opportunity. Gives them the opportunity here. No demo man, and they've lost a few players actually elsewhere. So maybe some time for Briscola to get on the point and try and force the Zebra, which is going to be used onto Wild Piggy and Sinrise. Not the combination I was expecting out of Monkey Mode for these Ubers, but needs must when the time calls. God's Ares with the Uber advantage now, Jake, and now things look a bit better for Briscola.
Yeah, Briscola are now in control of the situation, and not quite. I mean, they've lost 3 players, but that's a good trade-off for an Uber. And they also the advantage of the Uber charge. So it's all in the ballpark of really monkey mode to holding this point. Now, Deli's just kind of taking this one for free with his engineer, and they're moving slowly forward, inching their way in. Still Kronk very annoyingly shooting from the shutter door, but a nice pick up there by Coco. They're taking down the heavy weapons guy, is gonna put a wrench into their plans. Now, the respawns are quite slow. Wild Piggy is just by him alone, on the cold patch, shooting the enemies, but he's not gonna get too much done. Deli is getting ready for a push there. They're losing the Uber advantage they worked themselves towards. They could have used it to maybe take down Trum, but Trum was so far back, it was difficult. Now Juno goes in, goes for it, and he gets a drop there on the cold patch. There he goes down, and it's definitely not gonna look too good for the red team. Now Blues are pushing him. Trum is low on health himself, but he pops the Uber jar just in time, and they'll be able to secure themselves the middle point. No problems at all. Huge bomb by the soldier. Jenny will just get everything done. Not Jenny, I'm sorry, Juno. Gets everything done in his power to make this one happen, and an Uber drop, it happens. They're on the coal patch, and well, Monkey Boat still, they're in complete control of this situation, CeeJaey.
I'm feeling like Jenny and Juno is like, that's sitcom material right there. One's Jenny, the other one's Juno. No, I don't know. I mean, like, it's looking good for Monkey Mode right now. Like, when just as it looked like Briscola was getting, like, you know, a foothold in the game, you know, to have that drop is pretty rough, and Gozaries is going to go down again.
That was painful. That was painful.
To Juno. Yeah, I mean, they are going to get the cap here. I would have delayed it. Remember, if you have control of the point, your spawns are a lot slower than if you don't. So what a lot of teams do, you know, if they have the kind of the knowledge, is to wait until their players have respawned and then capture the point, so that you delay the enemy spawns and make sure that you have your players in position. As it is now, they do have the point, but they don't have any sort of Uber advantage here. Although Gabi is going to take down Proki, so they have sniper advantage, but Trum with that 100%, I'm expecting to see a Uber anytime soon.
Yeah, 100% Trum, only 40% on Ares. I believe that Ares has switched his strategy and picked a different minigun, but there goes the Uber charge for the blue team. They're pushing in full force. They're picking up 4 for themselves, and they're still pushing in forward. There's a lot of trouble for the medic. Medic actually gets away. Ares is alive and sound his own spawn, but look how far forward they have pushed this one. Juno is actually hiding. Oh, he's waiting. Juno is hiding. He jumps in for the medic. It is 1 rocket. Gets 2 rockets in, and there he goes down yet again to Juno. That man is unstoppable.
That's rough. That's rough. As a medic, you've got to have some faith in your team to check the corners, check for the hiders, and at least protect you when something comes in there. And that didn't happen, and that's going to be extremely frustrating. I was just going to point out there, Jake, actually, that it was a crits being run on God's Ares there, so they were going to be running a crits plays, and now they've changed it over to the quick fix. So I'm not sure whether this is a desperation play, whether they're feeling they need to just pump the heals out and win it on DM, or whether this is a strategy. Austin has gone down there. So no demo, but they're losing players left, right, and center. And there we go. Juno gets one. This time it's not a bomb. It's just long-range spam that takes down the medic, and it's not looking good for Briscola. And I would say they use the remaining seconds of this round to just talk about what went wrong and to pick themselves up for the remainder of this map. Otherwise, it's going to be GG.
Yeah, Uber comes out of Trum just to secure this point for themselves, picking up all the stragglers. Jenny and Ares are still fighting for it. They're still putting up a defense, but it's not going to work out. And you're absolutely right there, CeeJaey. You know, both teams actually still have 1 pause each. They can use the pause to talk through. We don't see it too often in Highlander or in TF2 overall, but it is a time you can use to think about it. And it's a game for all the marbles. I mean, the winner of this game goes forward to finals, and the loser will only get 3rd place. That's it. There's no second chances. And so far, Briscola Club is on the defensive, but now Deli's putting a lot of nice sticky traps to block the blue team from going in. And Proki is scoping in. He gets a headshot onto Deli. And once again, 4 people down already. Juno goes in on the medic again, and he gets him 2 rockets. Clean kill by the soldier. He's just unstoppable on this map. He's doing everything he can. They lose, well, Austin, but that's about it. That's just 1 pick for almost the entire team twice over in the way of, well, monkey mode. Briscola Club CeeJaey are just crumbling. They just don't know what they're supposed to do in this situation, and it's so hard for them to actually stop Juno, the soldier, who is every single time so dangerous and so hard to take care of.
Yeah, I mean, they're winning the mid fight, It's not just Juno. The mid-fight's actually being won before Juno actually does anything, but he's jumping at a time when he knows the medic's going to be unprotected. Take a look at God's Ares right now. He's in the middle of the table on the scoreboard. Normally you're going to see the medics right at the top of the scoreboard with the most amount of points, and that's not a reflection on him. That's a reflection on him being not alive enough, and his teammates aren't protecting him in those situations, which means that they can't get the Ubers. I think they may have had one Uber off so far. As I'm saying that, Monkey Mode are going to use theirs to try and clear some space on the point. They've lost 3 players, but those should be respawning fairly soon. Briscola now have an opportunity here. God's Ares is at 85%. They are running the medigun, so they have a chance here. And Austin's gone down very late in that fight. It's 20 seconds respawn for him. Now they just have to get in, and they can maybe get this for free.
Body shot from Carpi onto Trump, and another one. Nice pick up there. He's looking for a Brokey. That's a Brokey. Picks up Ares. That's a counterpart and counter kill. That's what we're looking for. But the problem is, the point has been capped for Briscola Club while most of their players were down, which means they will have a long time coming into this middle point yet again. Have a Brokey, Coco Bear, Caper, all dead for the blue team, kind of slowing them down a little bit. 20% advantage onto Trum. It's kind of quiet time waiting for the team. They are not in a rush. They're one map up. They can afford this. Juno, oh, what a kill onto Dale. Actually, they're like killing himself off in this one. But Juno's still alive and still on the prowl, and he's looking for some more blood to claim. 60% onto Trump, only 30 onto Ares. They're holding on the coal patch. That's a dangerous spot. Hasn't worked out for them. And the pass now. HP is low on Elf. Well, 4 HP is far from 4 HP, but he's low on his health himself. And, well, it's a bit of a stalemate going. The point has been reclaimed by the blue team here by Monkey Mode. They're in control. They have Uber advantage here as well. Jenny is trying to counter Wild Piggy, but Wild Piggy just stands here, taunts. That is a power play by the heavy weapons guy, showing this guy what's what. And there comes Sacrilege, picking up Wild Piggy, who was just kind of walking his way forward to the point. Now Austin gets Ubered by his medic. Trump, a little bit of a trouble there. He's gonna survive now. He's gonna get himself an arrow into the face. Healed up, all nice and sound. Well, you know, just a bit of a scrap fight, like a constant mid-fight going here, CeeJaey, but seems that, well, still, Monkey Mode is in full control of the situation at any given time.
Yeah, I mean, they used the Uber here. It was only about a 20% advantage. Used the Uber. It was a solo Uber on Austin. Austin just had to hit his pipes. And he hit 2 pipes onto God's Ares, who was at 80%. And again, that's all 4 HP with the reflect kill onto the opposing Pyro. It's not something you see very often. You know, you've got to get in that dodgeball, Sinrise. Come on, man. But they are going to capture the point here, Briscola. 37 seconds left on the clock for Monkey Mode. But, I mean, like you said, it's looking good for them. They have this 20% ad again, and they just have to be aware, you know, when you have a disad, if a team's being as aggressive as they are right now, they can do something about it. And I'm just looking at Europa. He's deciding to do sentries on the roof as the Uber's going to come in here. They're going to pick up 4 HP. They're going to try go. They're going so deep here, so deep. And oh no, God's Ares. He's going to get backstabbed by Coco Bear. He was waiting for the wraparound. And that may be the end of this round here. But just to go back to what I was saying, Jake, Europa is deciding to put sentries on the roof, which is a very kind of 2016 way of playing this map. Usually what you see these days is what you're seeing Kronk do in the shutter right now, wrangling from the shutter with a mini sentry, or getting a level 3 up there. Like, maybe that will give them a little bit more stability, I don't know. You look right now, they can't get anywhere near the point because that wrangled mini is there and just causing havoc.
Yeah, I mean, it's just still second point will shortly go the way of Monkey Mode. Only 4 people to 3 people scratch that up for the red team as the point goes down to the way of Monkey Mode, leading with 2 points already. And well, Briscola Club are on their back right now. They're laying on the floor, and that is their last chance. I'm not sure what it will take for Briscola Club to get back from this. Either if they pray to their own medic, the god of war, the Greek god of war himself, Ares, to actually make this one happen. I am not sure what it will take for them to actually take this one, but now we are down in the middle fight yet again. Sunrise picking up himself a nice kill on the soldier, but that's about it. Both teams kind of holding on the coal patch, not really willing to take the first step, but so now it goes to the red team. They need to start making those steps forward, and they are. They need to keep Ares alive, however, and he's not an immortal god. He's just a name right now. He's going down every single team fight, and he's struggling to stay alive, but now they're actually taking this first point up. They're doing quite well. Pressing down Trump. He gets a kill. He's going for the Wild Piggy, but he gets the distraction, which was what they needed. And finally, Briscola Club actually show themselves, show what they can do, and, well, cap the first point, the first mid-fight of the third point goes through their way, finally putting themselves on the map, and let's see, CeeJaey, if they're able to keep this one up.
Yeah, they're running the KritzKast. They used the KritzKast there, but they didn't really need to because of that kill coming in from Sprasty. Huge kill. 98% was in the hands of Trum. Whether or not he would have used it when as soon as he ticked over to 100, we will never know. But getting that kill at just the right time. And the crits there means that they are going to have crits in about 5 seconds. So maybe they're going to try and contest on the point here. Maybe they're thinking this is the way they're going, and they're getting kills here. They're getting kills. Sparsty's behind again. Can he go for Trum? No, he misses it. Actually, he does. He gets the revolver kill. And, you know, Godzaries and the rest of his team are actually dying, but Trum is in 15-second respawn queue right now, and they've got Sprasty to thank for this. I don't know, like, they were maybe baiting, I think, there, to use the crits and get the big payoff, but you need to contest the point all times. You can't just give up free time like that, and I don't know, they're having a change of thoughts here, maybe a change of ideas, but at the end, Monkey Mode is still just having the W key held down.
And Juno now. Pig actually still alive. I mean, he survived the last team fight. He survived the last 2 team fights, and he's still alive, and he's still causing trouble for the other team now. They're picking up a lot of kills there. 3 people down for the red team, 4 people down for the red team. They're in control of the point here in Monkey Mode, and they're pushing in forward. They don't have the Uber charge. Aries going down as well in there, which means that they will be able to keep a hold on to this for a little while longer. The time is already in their favor. 2 minutes to go for the blue team. Should they decide to, well, make this one happen? But I'm just not sure. I'm absolutely at a loss here, CeeJaey. What can Briscola Club do in this situation? They've won against them on Upward, and they lost, well, in the first game, in the game before this one, and now they've lost on their own pick, fighting on Coldplan, which is the pick of Monkey Mode. I don't know. It will take insurmountable amount of power and strength and will to get this one done. Now Kronk, 20 HP. He's behind the enemy team. What is he doing? Pistol shots onto the medic. He'll be able to finish him off with the Widowmaker. That's how you do it in a bush, ladies and gentlemen.
Widowmaker. Damn. Like that's either BM trolling or just confidence in the in the weapon working. But that's gonna be a clip Kronk will treasure. I mean, you were asking where it's going wrong. Try and think of how many times Trum's died and what he's died to. He's died to the sniper, he's died to Carpy a couple of times from what I remember. He's just died to Sacrilege. So, I mean, that was a good bomb from him there. But also, you know, they're getting Sprasty's getting a lot of kills onto him. They're getting kills from big plays from individuals. You know, Sack bombing in there, getting a great play. Backstabs coming in, stuff like that. But it seems that Godzaries is dying. The medic he dies again there. And this time it's to Caper. Like, he's dying, losing in the team fights. You know, he's not getting picked off, it's the team fights that they're losing. And at the moment, it just seems Briscola don't seem to be coordinated enough to make this happen on their terms. They're really just responding to Monkey Mode, responding to the aggression and trying to counter it. It's just not working out for them.
Yeah, you can definitely see with 16 seconds to go, their spirits are crushed. They're still fighting for it. Juno is behind, hiding. Red team is planting themselves on the point. 10 seconds to go for the red team to make something happen. They're planting themselves on the point here in the middle, taking down Cinderize. And they're still in the open, but here comes Juno. 1 rocket, 2 rockets. Aries go fly sky high, survives this one, but he's so low on health, anything will kill him at this point. Even a sneeze if somebody comes near him. And he still holds on the cold patch. They managed to cap this point. 2 minutes to go. It's still not over yet, CeeJaey. They're still holding this. Coco Bear is the only one available to make something happen. Maybe take down Aries. We don't know yet. He has the advantage over Trum. But the Caper goes down to Sacrilege. Nice pick up there. No more scout on the battlefield. And the pushing is the Blue Force. Nice sticky drop. Taking down Boston. Finding themselves on the point. But no!
That air shot from 4 HP. I think I just wet myself a little bit there. It was like reflect air shot onto Junior. That was, oh my god! I'm definitely gonna have to have a shower after this one. That was nutty. And you know, they used the Uber in the end, but Trum got backstabbed, I think, again by Sprasty. So using the Uber was okay because they managed to actually get the kill onto the medic. So we're kind of back to where we were right now, and. Yeah, I mean, it's not looking too bad from Briscola. Trum's gone down again. Jenny on a 4K is going to die, but trades the life for the medic. And I don't know. They have to fight. It's only 2 seconds left on the clock here, so they're fighting for their lives. 55 seconds they have to hold on to. It's looking pretty good for them right now, Jake.
Yeah, the quick fix coming out of Ares, 85% of it already. Trump is still sticking himself on that medigun, so we'll be able to use it aggressively, maybe even get another force into, into this next upcoming team fight, but 38 seconds to go. This could be still anybody's round at this point. Briscola Club really have to make it happen, and it seems that the players have worked out. Cocover picking up Carby, that's a good pickup. No more sniper on the battlefield, but they pay with 2 picks there. Proki going down as well. That's 3 down for the blue team. The losing players left and right. Trump is on 100 health, and he doesn't have his supercharge. Quick fix goes out just to make sure that the team survives. There's only 4 people up for the red team, and they have long spawns coming. Barth is trying to make magic happen. The miracle play, but no, Juno picks up his medic again. Barth is by himself, and he's still laying down law, but he's gonna go down. 2 people up, available. 2 seconds down, but it's just not gonna happen. They don't have the players. They don't have the manpower to plant themselves on the point. And ladies and gentlemen, we have the finalists of this game going all the way to final to fight against their counterparts, fight against, Gator Esports Mid is Ours is the team of Monkey Mode. Team coming from a lower seed, CeeJaey, actually taking this one in a sweep.
Yeah, I mean, pretty comprehensive. That was winnable by Briscola there. Just to kind of go back to the actual game itself, they were running the quick fix. So they had the advantage. They were running the quick fix. They got a lot of kills using the quick fix. Then they made one fatal mistake, and that was after the quick fix was over, they still held W a little bit longer. They should have backed up, knowing that they're in control of the point. They had the number out and everything, but they ran into a spun-up heavy, and they lost a couple of players to them. You don't need to chase those frags in that situation when you've already won that fight. If it's a heavy and you don't have people capable of taking them down, you don't have an Uber, then there's no need to run into a spun-up heavy in that fashion. And losing a couple of players there really did cost them because they just weren't able to back up into any sort of comfortable reinforcements to block the point. And yeah, I mean, like you said, coming in from not just the lower seed, they finished third, to Briscola's second, but they beat them on their opponent's map pick, which was the map they lost to them, 2 weeks ago. So, they've quelled those demons and then just absolutely slayed on their map choice 3-0. I'm sure we've got some logs. If you want to take a look at the numbers, Jake, you know how much I love numbers. Let's get the numbers out. Wiethoofd just posts it, just casually, just posts it in Mumble. Little tease, doesn't even tell us.
And they're the combined logs, I believe, it's Upward and Coal Plant.
No, this is just Coal Plant.
Just Coal Plant.
Hold your horses, Jay. We don't combine till later. Okay, we gotta get through the beginning bit first. Okay, this is all the taster. But who do you think top fragged? Do you know?
Juno, just straight up. I mean, I've seen him everywhere, and I've seen him basically just get everything he wanted from Briscola Club. Like, there was no stopping him, and he is indeed top scoring of 26 kills. Only 25 on one lower, 25 on one pick the heavy, yet again on the top of the scoreboard. And then Carpy is third with 24. Surprisingly enough, ProQ only 18. He's in the middle of the score list, but in the end, I mean, when he couldn't pull the team pulled him through. It just worked out. It's kind of what I'm seeing, and I've always been seeing in your team, CeeJaey, in Strong Opinions, that if one player is underperforming, there's 8 other people just taking up the slack and making sure everything works out fine, and it worked out.
If someone's struggling, then everyone else has to kind of step up to the plate. I wouldn't say anyone was really struggling on the team. Often you'll find on Koth maps that the losing team sniper will probably do better than the winning team sniper if that sniper's not absolutely just the reason they're winning, for example. I wouldn't say either sniper was the reason their team was winning or losing, but the fact that Monkey Mode were getting so many frags, Carpy was probably one of the few players in a position to actually get picks, and he did get a lot of picks. Proki obviously not having to do as much. I mean, he did get 500 DPM. That's nothing to be sniffed at, to be fair. There's 3 players who actually hit over 500 there, Austin and Delhi. Delhi at the top there with 540. I mean, Juno was playing in a way that reminded me of Dima. Dima, the Russian soldier, used to play for SCCK and Strong Opinions, where he would play a soldier style where when you play with him, he would just say, "Give buff, I bomb." And then he would just go in, and then he would say "med dead," most of the time. Like, it wasn't really playing like holding ground. He wasn't really kind of just flanking or anything like that. He was just going in for the bombs and most of the time being successful. And if your soldier is getting that much work done, it makes it a lot easier for the rest of your team to actually sort of clean up there. I don't think the numbers are really going to tell us too much of a story. I don't think there's, obviously Junior top fragging, obviously it had a huge part of it, but I just think it was the coordination from Monkey Mode which won them this map, and obviously they chose it for a reason. They just seemed to be better with the Uber exchanges, and that was true on both maps. I feel after the Ubers were over, Monkey Mode just seemed to be in a better position to kind of actually win the fight, which maybe Briscola were just not totally prepared for.
Yeah, and using the same kind of reference you've used before, the Empire went down to a bunch of rebels coming down from a lower seed, and in what fashion the Death Star just gets absolutely blown to bits, and finally, we get to see a final between Gata Esports and Monkey Mode to see who gets that guaranteed premiership spot in the upcoming season. But CeeJaey, I believe that is a cue for us to leave the stream as is. I think they've listened to us drone on for long enough about the numbers and both teams. It was an incredibly exciting match to watch. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Please do check us out on all available social media if you so desire, as well as check out our merch. We still have some CG TF2 merch available up on Teespring, and some amazing designs by the community you can pick up yourself for a very fair price as well. So please, and then thank you very much for watching. CeeJaey, any last words before we sign off?
No, just thanks for a great game. Thanks for casting me. Thanks for having me, and looking forward to some more. We got like Premiership finals, Div 1 finals, and we might even cast Div 2 finals. There's so much Highlander still to go. Loads of stuff. I'm looking forward to it.
So all will be said in time. We'll be notifying all of you about what's going on, but for us, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Wiethoofd, for producing this game, guys. And, I believe this is a goodbye. Thank you again, and have a good night.
Hi, old beaver.